Nepal registered a thrilling 3-wicket victory over formidable opponent Scotland earlier today. The win was vital in a number of ways as Scotland are the leading team in the League 2 series. While with their back-to-back run chases of daunting targets, Nepali batters have tried to give the message that the batting problems for the time being have been addressed. This win could also inspire Nepal towards saving their one-day international status as Nepal need to win 7 out of the remaining 10 matches. Good evening, I am Prarambha Dahal. Let's begin with the main stories. Nepal clinches a thrilling 3-wicket victory over formidable opponent Scotland. An all-round performance by Nepal makes the morale-boosting victory possible. The government recommends a presidential pardon for the release of parliamentarian Arun Chaudhary of Nagarik Unmukti Party. Efforts underway to provide blanket amnesty to 400 prisoners. Nepal-India Energy Joint Secretary-level meeting starts in Mount Abu, India. Nepal proposes for a long-term approval for its hydropower projects to sell electricity in the Indian market. The government has recommended for a presidential pardon to parliamentarian of Nagarik Unmukti Party, Arun Chaudhary, who is behind bars. Now, following the proposal of the Ministry of Home Affairs, the Council of Ministers has recommended for a presidential pardon for the remaining jail term of Chaudhary. Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal, who is also shouldering the responsibility of the Ministry of Home Affairs, had initiated efforts to reduce the jail term of lawmaker Chaudhary. On his proposal, yesterday's meeting of the Council of Ministers recommended for the pardon. Prior to this, the Ministry of Home Affairs had sought suggestions from the Office of the Attorney General regarding the court verdict against Chaudhary. In this regard, the Office of the Attorney General had said that the sentence against Chaudhary on arson could be reduced, based on which the government forwarded the file to the Office of the President. District Court Kailali had slapped a 6-month jail term to Chaudhary along with a fine of 819,423 rupees for setting a private vehicle on fire on the 19th of August 2009 in Lamki of Kailali. However, the verdict was yet to be implemented as Chaudhary was at large and was arrested only on February 2. He was elected to the House of Representatives from Kailali Electoral Constituency 2. It has been learned that the government is to issue a blanket amnesty to 400 jailbirds, including Chaudhary, on the Democracy Day on Phagun 7 as per the Nepali calendar. Now, chairpersons of ruling parties CPN Maoist Center and CPN UML have met today as well to seek consensus on the presidential candidate. Prime Minister and CPN Maoist Center Chairperson Pushpa Dahal and CPN UML Chairperson and the coordinator of the high-level political mechanism formed to assist the government, KP Sharma Oli, have been meeting almost every day to discuss the presidential candidate. UML Chair Oli has remained firm in his stance on following the December 25 agreement, where the two parties had reached a consensus on having the president from UML. However, Prime Minister Dahal has been reiterating the changed political scenario after the largest party of the House of Representatives, Nepali Congress, also extended its vote of confidence on January 10. Now, Prime Minister Pushpa Dahal, who is also shouldering the responsibility of the Ministry of Home Affairs, has said that the government is committed to bolstering security and ensuring peace in the country. Accepting a memorandum submitted by Rashtriya Jana Morcha earlier this morning, Prime Minister Dahal said that he would always prioritize national security. Members of Rashtriya Jana Morcha, including party chairperson Chitra Bahadur Kesi, had reached the official residence of the Prime Minister earlier this morning. Jana Morcha has drawn the Prime Minister's attention on topics including republicanism, federalism, nationality, and issues of public concern. At the meeting, KC also drew the attention of the Prime Minister regarding the murder of 4 individuals in Galkot, Paglung, and increasing attack and physical abuse against women. Rashtriya Jana Morcha had not given the vote of confidence to Prime Minister Dahal on January 10. The Nepal-India Energy Joint Secretary-level meeting has started in Mount Abu, India today. Meanwhile, a secretary-level meeting is scheduled for tomorrow. Nepal is proposing for a long-term approval for its hydropower projects to sell electricity in the Indian market. It has been informed that energy cooperation, trans-country power trade, and infrastructure development for cross-border transmission lines are prominent agendas of the meetings. The Nepali side is also requesting for the approval for regular export of additional 681 megawatts of electricity to India. India has so far approved the export of 452 megawatts of electricity. At the two-day meeting, Nepal is proposing the export of electricity from the transit points during the upcoming rainy season. Pashupati Area Development Trust (PADT) has said that all preparations of the Mahashivaratri festival slated for tomorrow have been concluded. The Pashupati Area Development Trust has completed sanitation and decoration works of the Pashupatinath temple area. The PADT has formed 8 sub-committees for the comfort of the pilgrims and devotees reaching the Pashupatinath temple tomorrow, while 5 queues have been arranged along with tight security management and health camps. According to the PADT, a total of 5,000 security personnel have been deployed, including scouts, while 50 health camps have been approved. The PADT has also arranged parking facilities at Tilganga Corridor, office of the PADT, Police Circle Gaushala and Sifal Chor. All 4 doors of the Pashupatinath temple are to be opened from 3 a.m. The PADT has also made arrangements for food and accommodation of the sages who have travelled from across the country and abroad for the festival. A Speaker and Deputy Speaker of the House of Representatives have been felicitated in their home district, Jhapa. Birta Mode Municipality has felicitated Speaker of the House of Representatives Devraj Khimire, elected to the Parliament from Jhapa Electoral Constituency 2, and Deputy Speaker Indira Rana Magar, elected in the proportionate category. The new House Speaker and Deputy Speaker were also felicitated by the FNJ Jhapa branch and Federation of Large Cardamom Entrepreneurs of Nepal. A member of the House of Representatives of Nepali Congress, Chandra Bhandari, who was severely injured in a cooking gas explosion, is receiving treatment at the National Burn Center in Mumbai, India. Injured parliamentarian Bhandari was taken to Mumbai for further treatment in a chartered flight yesterday. Nepali Congress leader Yograj Katel informed from Mumbai that doctors had said that Bhandari's condition was stable. Bhandari and his mother Harikala were injured on Wednesday night at their residence in Buddhanagar, Kathmandu, when a cooking gas exploded. Bhandari's mother succumbed to her injuries as she passed away during treatment at the Kantipur hospital yesterday. She was taken to the hospital when more than 70% of her body had suffered injuries. It is now time for our segment Public Pulse, where you text us with your opinion.
Public Pulse.
The question is, what should be done to minimize accidents caused by cooking gas? Your options are A. Upgrade cylinder standards, B. Regular checking, and C. Adequate precautions. The voting is on. Type NEWS, select your option A, B or C and send it to 34001 to share your opinion with us. Samik Bardal has been elected as the chairperson of the student wing affiliated to CPNUML, the All Nepal National Free Students Union, ANNFSU. Erstwhile General Secretary Bardal was elected the chairperson from yesterday's election at the 23rd National General Convention of the All Nepal National Free Students Union. Govindagiri, Dharmagiri, Narayan Gharti and Maryada Bista have been elected the deputy chairpersons, while Naresh Rokaya has been elected the general secretary. For the 199-member Central Committee, including 17 officials of the ANNFSU, more than 300 aspirants had registered their candidacies. A total of 1,517 ballots were counted in the election. Airline service providers operating Taplejung-Kathmandu flights have reduced their airfare. The Nepal Air has set the airfare at 8,345 rupees if the ticket is booked a week before the flight, while the ticket will cost 9,405 rupees during the week of the flight. Meanwhile, Sita Air has set the airfare as 9,100 rupees. Nepal Air has been holding the flights 3 days a week on Mondays, Wednesdays and Fridays, while Sita Air has been conducting 2 flights a week on Mondays and Saturdays. The previous airfare was 10,300 rupees. Moving on, Nepal Army has constructed a museum at Rumzatar of Okhaldunga. With the objective of conserving the arms and ammunitions and other items of archaeological significance used by Prithvinarayan Shah during the unification of Nepal, Nepal Army has built a museum at Siddhicharan Municipality, Ward No. 4, Rumzatar, with the fund from the Immediate Impact Project. The museum has been established at an investment of 2 million rupees. Time now for the international news. The outer safety dome of a nuclear power unit using Hualong-1, a domestically designed third-generation nuclear reactor, was successfully lifted into place in the city of Zhangzhou in East China's Fujian province, paving the way for its ensuing connection to the national power grid for electricity supply. The hemisphere dome was hoisted into place on Friday morning for the number 1 Zhangzhou nuclear power unit, the first unit using Hualong-1 after the reactor was put into mass construction. The installation marks the completion of the construction of the unit's main structure. The outer tomb, mounted at the top of the nuclear island, is a multi-curved composite shell with a diameter of about 55 meters and a height of about 13 meters. It will form a double-layered safety shell together with the inner tomb, which was completed in 2021, further enhancing the safety of the unit. As a third-generation nuclear reactor with the independent intellectual property rights exclusively held by China, the Hualong-1 meets the latest safety standards in the world and is a milestone achievement in China's innovative development of nuclear power. The Zhangzhou nuclear power project is designed to comprise 6 nuclear power units, which is expected to generate about 72 billion kilowatt-hours of electricity annually after full completion of construction, potentially slashing carbon dioxide emissions by about 75 million tons, equivalent to the effect of planting 206,000 hectares of forest. The CNNC and China General Nuclear Power Group jointly designed the Hualong-1 reactor, which passed inspection by a national panel back in the year 2014. Now, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak is meeting Northern Ireland politicians as a flurry of diplomacy fueled expectations that a deal to improve the post-Brexit trading arrangements for the province could be finalized within days. Sunak told Northern Ireland Social Democratic and Labour Party that a deal with the European Union over post-Brexit trading arrangements governing the province was not yet done. One European Union diplomat earlier said it appeared a deal to revise the Northern Ireland Protocol agreed when Britain left the bloc to avoid a hard border with EU member Ireland was close but not complete. A separate meeting in Brussels on Friday between British Foreign Secretary James Cleverly and EU Brexit chief Maroš Šefčovič would prepare for a possible rapid conclusion of weeks of intense talks, the diplomat said. The meetings in Belfast with the region's main political parties underline the fact that political support for any deal will be key to whether London and Brussels can finally put their post-Brexit spat over Northern Ireland behind them. Support from the DUP, Northern Ireland's largest pro-British party, is particularly crucial after it boycotted the region's devolved parliament in protest at the protocol. One of the Soviet Union's most popular bicycle brands has been revived by a Russian factory after spending decades in obscurity, the latest Russian-made product to hit shelves as Moscow champions domestic production over Western imports. Originally mass-produced by a state-owned Soviet plant in the Russian city of Perm, the Kama bicycle became popular in the 1970s and 1980s for its foldable design and distinctive rate frame, but fell out of use after the Soviet collapse of 1991. Now, Russia's Forward Car factory is bringing the Kama brand back with a new model resembling its Soviet counterpart, marketing what was once considered a vintage collector's item to a new generation of cyclists. At 98 rubles, around half the average Soviet monthly wage in 1980, it was not the most affordable bike on the market, but was highly sought after. The new model will cost about 10,000 rubles, which is around $133, and be made from parts sourced from Russia and abroad, the company said, although even producing a Russian-made bicycle like the Kama has become more difficult because of sanctions. Since Russia sent tens of thousands of troops into Ukraine almost a year ago, Western sanctions and the subsequent exodus of foreign companies have forced Moscow to end its reliance on foreign imports and develop its own brands and goods. Dozens of Western products have been replaced with domestic equivalents as Russian entrepreneurs aim to capitalize on the departure of brands such as Coca-Cola and McDonald's. Last year, the former factory of French automaker Renault was bought by the local authorities and repurposed to produce the Soviet-era Moskvich line of cars featuring new designs that barely resembled their Soviet predecessors. China's high-level banking billionaire Bao Fan has been reported missing as his company notifies. Bao Fan is the chief executive of China Renaissance Holdings Limited, and his company during market updates revealed his absence on Thursday. Bao was a leading broker whose clients are big companies like Didi and Meituan. His company showed concerns to his whereabouts when Beijing enforces actions towards high-profile financial and tech sector individuals. Bao's absence, when told to the shareholders, caused his investment company's share value plunge. a board of his company does not know his absence or company's other professional and functional matters. His company also does not know the details of his out-of-contact status. Main reasons behind missing of Chinese billionaires are corruption, tax evasion, or other professional misconducts or abuse of ethics. Half a dozen Chinese billionaires for a couple of years are run on by the Communist Party, according to Forbes magazine. In 2020, a giant online market company, Alibaba's founder Jack Ma, went missing for 3 months.
Sports news.
Now, Dipendra Singh Airi and Kushal Malla were the stars with the bat as their 100-run partnership helped Nepal record their second highest chase in one-day internationals during the 3-wicket win over Scotland in the home series of the ICC World Cricket League 2 tournament. After being put to bat in the match played at the Tribhuvan University cricket grounds in Kantipur, Scotland posted 274 runs for the loss of 9 wickets in their 50 overs. Michael Lisk remained unbeaten with 107 runs from 85 deliveries. His innings included 3 fours and 9 sixes. Several other Scottish batters had their starts but could not make them count. Sandeep Lamichhane, who is alleged of raping a minor, picked 3 wickets. Kushal Malla had 2 scalps, while Sompal Kami and Kushal Vurthel and Dipendra Singh Airi shared a wicket apiece. In reply, Nepal had a shaky start, lost wickets at regular intervals and were reduced to 77 runs for the loss of 5 wickets. However, Malla and Airi added 100 runs for the 6th-wicket partnership and revived the Nepali innings. Malla scored 81 from 67 deliveries, hitting the fence 9 times with 4 maximums, while the player of the match, Airi, remained unbeaten at 85 runs from 116 balls with 8 fours and a 6. The host chased the target with 18 balls to spare. Nepal, who now have 2 wins from 2 matches in the series, will next take on Namibia tomorrow, while Scotland play Namibia on Monday. Scotland, who have already won the tournament, are atop the standings with 48 points from 34 matches, while Nepal are placed 6th with 22 points from 26 matches, and Namibia are 3rd with 37 points. Meghraj Casey, who is coaching 3-star for the 2nd time, is awaiting the opportunity to introduce new players and create new stars for the domestic top flight Martyrs Memorial A-Division League. Most new players signed by 3-star for this season, which begins on the 3rd of March, are young players. 5-time champions 3-star have not lifted the A-Division League title in 5 recent seasons. The lack of experienced players may surface as a challenge for 3-star this time. Captain Bikram Lama and Ashok Khawas are the only 2 familiar faces for 3-star, with the Martyrs Memorial A-Division League set to begin on the 3rd of March. 5 booters, including Larkin Limbu, have the experience of playing only the previous edition of the league, while all other players are awaiting their league debut. Pradeep Lamsal, Anil Maharjan, Sandeep Karki and Managya Nakarmi are set to make their maiden appearances. Meanwhile, considered the future of Nepali football, Ayush Khalan, Ritik Khadka and Mikchen Thamang, among others, have already left the country. Experienced player Dona Thapa has left for the Friends Club with former coach Urjan Shrestha, while reliable defender Ananta Tamang has also called his time from 3-star. In such a scenario, Meghraj Casey has arrived at 3-star with the responsibility of reviving the club. That is all for the moment. Our next English bulletin is at 10:30 p.m. Thank you for staying with us. Goodbye for now.